deadlock prevention. Okay, deadlock prevention we are going to see. Okay, I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Okay, so under deadlock prevention, we have same things. First one is first one is mutual exclusion. First one is mutual exclusion. Second one is hold and wait. Second one is hold and wait. Third one is, yeah, good. No preemption. No preemption. And fourth one is circular wait. Okay. So these four things are actually necessary conditions for deadlock act, as well as we have to consider these four things for deadlock prevention. Why we are considering the same for deadlock prevention in the sense, actually, uh, if deadlock happened because of mutual exclusion, hold and wait, no preemption, and circular wait. Deadlock is happened because of these four reasons. If we want to escape, or if we want to come out from deadlock, or if we want to prevent ourselves from deadlock in the sense, we have to look into these four conditions only. Okay, if we make our system stay away from mutual exclusion, hold and wait, no preemption, and circular wait, we can easily escape from deadlock, or we can easily stay away from deadlock. Okay, so that's why the same four conditions are there. They are in the deadlock prevention also. Okay, so already first we will see about mutual exclusion in deadlock prevention. Actually, already we discussed about that. Traffic example, right? Traffic example only we are taking for deadlock example. So traffic example for deadlock. So yeah, here I think it is the perfect one. Yeah, uh, just look into this. Okay, this is the one which we have discussed in the class. Okay, so first consider mutual exclusion. Mutual exclusion means, suppose any one resource which is commonly shared by more than one process. Consider this traffic area is commonly shared by this traffic and also this traffic. So it is whenever we have an area which is commonly shared, one while one is using, another should not use. While another is using, the first one should not use. While process one is using this, while process one is using this, process two can't use this. This is the conditions for mutual exclusion. In a time instance, only one process can use. This is the mutual exclusion. Okay, if we come out from this mutual exclusion, if we come out from this mutual exclusion, we can easily come out from the deadlock. Okay, consider this scenario. If we construct a bridge here, okay, if we construct a bridge here, the flyover, if we construct a flyover here, what will happen? All these vehicles will go through flyover. These vehicles simply go in this way. These vehicles simply go through flyover. If it go through flyover, this traffic, this line of traffic will overcome easily, and this can flow, and this can flow, and this can flow. We can easily come out from deadlock, right? So if we remove mutual exclusion by giving extra resource, or by making principle, if we come out of mutual exclusion, we can easily come out from deadlock. Already we discussed, if we come out from any one of the condition, we can easily come out from the deadlock, or we can easily prevent deadlock. So the advice of the author is, don't put the situation like mutual exclusion. Always give extra resource, or do something to come out from mutual exclusion. So no, here if we give a flyover, if we construct a flyover, this will go and this will go and everything will overcome, right? So this is the way to escape from mutual exclusion. If we see technically here, uh, file should be written. Okay, file is there, that file should be edited by two processes. That file is, the file should be edited by two processes, process 1 and process 2. Now mutual exclusion is there. Two processes can't write the file simultaneously. Two processes never write the file simultaneously, so they should do one by one. Got the point? They should do one by one. Two processes never write the file simultaneously. Okay, here we can't escape from mutual exclusion. So consider a scenario, file reading. Okay, file reading, there is a file in the name read only file. Okay, if read only file is there, if read only file is there, what will happen? Read only file can be read by more than one processes simultaneously. No issue in reading simultaneously, right? So consider a scenario like Netflix video. A same video can be seen by many number of persons simultaneously. Consider a YouTube video. Same video can be seen by more than one users. Okay, in that case mutual exclusion is not essential. So we have to make situation like this. If we make situation like this, we can come out of the mutual exclusion and we can come out from deadlock. The same scenario, consider hold and wait. Hold and wait is, this traffic is holding this area, this traffic is holding this area and waiting for this area. Yes or no? This traffic is holding this area, holding this area. This traffic is holding this area and waiting to get this area. So holding this and waiting for this. This one is holding this and waiting for this. This one is holding this and waiting for this, right? So everyone is hold and wait. So how can we come out from hold and wait? If we come out from hold and wait, we can easily come out of deadlock. Okay, so how to come out from hold and wait? In the sense, if both the resources are available, if both the resources, here one is available, one is not available, it should enter if both the resources are available, otherwise don't enter. If this traffic also here itself in here itself, it should take a decision. Okay, this resource is available, this is not available, then it should not enter here itself, it should stop there. If it is stopping here, circular wait never come, hold and wait never come, then we can easily come out of deadlock. Okay, if both are available, take, otherwise don't take. Okay, the same is for here. If both signals are free, you come here, otherwise don't come here. Say for example, in our class example we discussed, right? If scale and pencil are available, take. If both are available, take, otherwise don't take. Okay, otherwise don't take. If you are hold something, just leave that also to somebody. If we make this principle, we can easily come out of the deadlock. Okay, so say for example, if a process need both disk as well as printer, okay, it is going to use printer later only. Okay, it is doing its all editing operation and it is saving, and after doing everything, it is going to use printer. Okay, consider this situation. A process is holding the disk and waiting for printer. Okay, consider a process. That process is actually need both disk as well as printer. Okay, in this case, disk is used to edit the document and save the document. Finally, it is using printer to print the document. Okay, so until otherwise it is, I mean, the printing operation is going to happen at the final. But even though throughout the process, uh, throughout the duration, it is holding printer also. So this is not, actually, this is not advisable. So if printer is not available, leave disk also. Disk can be used by someone. Okay, so like that you can give your own example also for this hold and wait. Okay, next come to the uh, topic. Okay, we have discussed about mutual exclusion, hold and wait, and no preemption. Okay, no preemption is, what is the literal meaning of no preemption? Okay, no preemption, never leave in between. Okay, if process get inside the cpu, it should complete all its activity, then only it go out. Okay, but preemption is it can come in between and again it can get into the cpu. Okay, because of this no preemption, lot of problems happen. Deadlock also happen because of this no preemption. See, this traffic is coming here. Okay, this traffic is coming here and waiting to occupy this road. Okay, and waiting to occupy this road. This traffic is coming here and waiting to occupy this road. Now consider a situation, this traffic is coming here and waiting to occupy this road. If this road is available, if it come out, if it return back, if it return back, in the sense this traffic can flow and we can come out of deadlock. That is called actually a preemption. Okay, no preemption means it's simply standing here for longer time. Okay, preemption means just simply going back. If it going back, other traffic can simply move and we can come out of the deadlock, right? So this is called no preemption. If process is holding one resource and requesting another resource, in the sense, if that resource is not available, it can preempt this resource. Okay, uh, holding the pencil, and I mean having the pencil and waiting for scale. If scale is available, just preempt this pencil also. Okay, just preempt. Okay, go back. Okay, that is the scenario in uh, no preemption. Okay, if we allow preemption in the process or in the process execution scenario, we can easily come out of the deadlock. Okay, got the point? If you understand deadlock, you can easily answer for this deadlock prevention. If you understand deadlock scenario, deadlock necessary condition, you can easily answer for this no preemption. Then circular wait also, if we come out anyone, we circular wait can open. Okay, so it is waiting for this, it is waiting for this one, it is waiting for this one, it is holding this and waiting for this one, it is holding this and waiting for this one, it is holding this traffic and waiting for this one. So circular wait happen. Okay, if we come out of mutual exclusion or hold and wait or no preemption, circular wait simply by default we can come out of circular wait. Got the point? Okay, so these are all the four uh, you know four methods to prevent ourselves from deadlock. Okay, we can prevent ourselves from deadlock based on
Yes, sir.
these four conditions. Okay, so it is same for necessary condition, but you have to write it in a different way for for deadlock prevention. Okay, uh, okay. Then next topic is you know it is most important topic. It is you know we have to work out problems also in this. Okay, uh, it is deadlock avoidance. Okay, take the heading deadlock avoidance. deadlock avoidance. Okay. So all are important related to deadlock. First, we have discussed about necessary conditions for deadlock. Then we discussed about resource allocation graph. Then we discussed about deadlock prevention. Now deadlock avoidance. So can you able to tell the difference between prevention and avoidance? Corona prevention, avoiding corona. How do you differentiate? Yes.
So we take precautionary measures before it
Okay.
is
So like
That is prevention or avoidance?
prevention, sir.
Okay. Tell me one analogy for avoidance.
You don't step out of the house, that is avoiding the risk.
Using a semaphores like
Okay.
steps.
Okay. Okay. And that we are going to discuss now. I'm asking a general scenario. I mean, real world example for prevention and
Like
avoidance.
using prevention, so like not going to anywhere, and prevention is the what are the steps you can take to prevent from happening, like antivirus installing if you have got a virus.
Okay. So take the corona scenario. I mean, we are actually wearing mask and we are using sanitizer and all, right? So these are all the things to prevent ourselves from this virus, coronavirus. But corona avoidance is simply going to a country which don't have corona. Now you see, African countries are don't have corona. African countries are free from corona, right? Or you know that in African countries, zero death or zero person is affected by corona. If you go African country, that is deadlock avoidance. Okay, deadlock prevention is living here and stay away from coronavirus by wearing mask, using sanitizer, and using hygienic activity. Okay, so now we are going to see deadlock avoidance. Okay, so deadlock avoidance, that for that mostly which we have discussed already, this deadlock scenario and everything we can able to identify with the help of resource allocation graph, right? Resource allocation graph. Actually, deadlock avoidance means we have to keep our scenario in safe state. Okay, there are two states are available in deadlock avoidance. Okay, just write those states in deadlock avoidance. Okay, the two states are, one is safe state, one is safe state, second one is unsafe state. Unsafe state. Okay, unsafe state. Got the point? Okay, now safe state means if a scenario, or I mean your system is in safe state, you can say, you can simply avoid deadlock. If your system is unsafe state, okay, there is a possibility for deadlock. Okay, so now if we take the countries like African countries are safe for corona, but the countries like Italy and even India is not safe because many patients are there regarding this. Okay, so first we have to identify whether you are in safe state or unsafe state. Okay, you have to identify whether you are safe state or unsafe state. To identify whether you are in safe state or unsafe state, you have to use Banker's algorithm. Okay, Banker's algorithm you have to use. Got the point? So Banker's algorithm is the algorithm which is used to identify whether a particular situation is in safe or not. Okay, this algorithm is actually derived from, this algorithm is actually derived from the bankers. That's why the name is called bankers algorithm. Okay, in bank, if you're going and asking some loan from the bank officer, in the sense they will check whether you are safe customer or unsafe customer. What it means, safe customer or unsafe customer in bank? What it means? Who is safe customer in bank? Who is unsafe customer in bank? Anyone? Who is safe customer in bank? Who is unsafe customer in bank?
From whom loan can be recovered is safe customer.
Yeah. Okay. If you are ready to pay, or if you are capable to repay that loan, you are safe customer. If you are capable to repay that loan, you are safe customer. If you are not capable to repay that loan, in the sense, you are unsafe customer. It is based on your asset, it is based on your salary, it is based on your previous behavior. Even though if you have asset and loan, if you refuse to repay the loan, then you are not a safe customer. Okay, it is all about your genuinity, mindset, all about your psychology. Okay, so in that way bank is identified. That's why the name is called bankers algorithm. In bankers algorithm, we can able to predict like that. The same way, if the situation is safe or unsafe for deadlock, that we can identify using bankers algorithm. Okay, for that we have to work out a problem. This problem is important, it is it having its own significant role, because in interview also you can get question in this bankers algorithm, and all in competitive examinations you can get questions. Okay, so next class we will discuss this bankers algorithm, okay, with a problem. Okay, I will give necessary materials to work out the problem through online. I will do something. Okay, uh, so it's all about today's class. Okay, uh, any doubt, anything you want to share with me?
No,
Can
sir.
we stop the session?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, okay, see you all. Okay,
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
okay,
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
okay, see you. Bye. Take care.